should be I should be good. No, I should be good, bro. There's nothing to get in my way for that schedule. We should be good.
Speaking of Jungle Fever, where's Mimi at?
I don't know where Mimi is.
Flow State, please don't fuck with Mimi. Flow State, please
What?
don't.
She already made me close one of my Cash App accounts because she
Flow State, bro. She is Flow State. That chick is bad news. She is bad news.
You're supposed to be talking me out of interacting with her.
Flow State, you're familiar with Chaotic Truth, correct?
Yes, that's where I met her.
First time
they don't want to fuck with her.
She told me we move in.
Okay, let's Sasquatch say his thing, and then I want to hear you explain why.
Okay, so the first time I met Mimi, after about 2 seconds of conversation, she said we were going to start a channel as if we're married, but we're not actually going to be married. We're just going to do the interracial channel bias thing and ride the algorithm to greatness. And then she moved on to trying to talk Flow State into eating sushi or something. You were eating something. She started talking about how you were eating and went off on that for a while. So I've never met Mimi before that, and now I think I want to hear this. And if you've got education for me, I'm here to learn, my brethren.
So, Rilla, why would I not want to? I want more specifics, because all you said is that don't interact with her, she's crazy, and I'm like, well, that's sort of my thing.
If your thing is interacting with crazy middle-aged women, then fine, by all means. The problem is that with Mimi French is that she's a female hotep. On top of that, any woman who is either black or mixed that is younger than her, she automatically goes out of her way to attack them in subtle ways. True. On top of that, right? She also blames men.
Indigenous American.
Right, she's a copper-toned. She's told me herself, copper-toned Indigenous American.
Yes. She's female. She's a female hotep, and she attacks men of all races. She attacks men of all races who don't find older women attractive. She believes that if men don't find older women attractive, that are below her age. Well, I believe she's 50, right? If men find women attractive that are not her age, she thinks that they are bigoted. They are what's the term? They're misogynistic, and that they're anti-black because they don't want to be with women who are of her age. In fact, which is weird because apparently her boyfriend right now is a 9-figure earning man. So she says that her boyfriend right now earns 9 figures. And on top of that, Mimi has been caught on stream smoking a fucking crack pipe. Like an actual crack pipe. I'm not lying. No. You don't have to believe me. Go to CT's stream. Go to Chaotic Truth. Go to Chaotic Truth streams. They caught her on stream smoking a fucking crack pipe. Go to CT streams. Go to his stream.
What do I just like search CT Chaotic Truth crack pipe? What
you have to look through the streams when she was there. I'm telling you, bro. Like she was caught at the end of the stream smoking a fucking crack pipe.
You know what? That's her business, not ours. It would be hilarious to see that, but I'm not going to dig through all Chaotic Truth to try to find that.
If you happen to have
hold on. Beak is from the community. Beak knows who I am. Beak is from the same community that I am. Beak is from
Beak's defense.
Community.
The very first time I come across Beak was right after I'd met Mimi that I realized Beak. And he was like, "No, she's bad news," or I think he said she's cray, just like that.
Beak is from the same. Beak is from the same community that I am. Beak comes to my channel. In fact, Beak knows who I am. Beak can vouch for me that Mimi is not all there. And Mimi, I'm not saying Mimi is a bad woman or that she's not attractive. She is attractive for her age. She's 50 years old. She's very attractive. But the fact is, if a woman shows up that is half her age,
truth be told, I muted you because you had a bunch of background noise going on, and when you tried to unmute yourself, you muted yourself. I saw it happen.
Oh no, that's cool. Yeah, there's a bunch of fireworks going off here, and I didn't want to interrupt the show. So
right, yeah, I was just letting you know you muted yourself at this point. Okay, go ahead, bud.
I just wanted to make that point, though. That's all. is that Flow State knows. I was shocked when Mimi was on Flow State's channel. I was shocked Flow State when you had her on there. And if you ever have her on your channel, Sasquatch, just understand, she's going to aggrandize herself. She's going to victimize herself.
You haven't seen my show, have
she's
you?
also. Hold on, Sasquatch. I've only got to know you through Barney. That's it.
Okay. My show is all about self-promotion, so she could come in.
I understand that.
Narcissistic as possible, and it would fit right in like a little round peg.
But Sasquatch, you want someone who's going to? How long do your shows go, Sasquatch? How long do your shows go?
Let me explain. There was an individual who called himself Joe. He has a channel on YouTube. He changes the second half to various Mexicali / Teocan type languages.
Locan? Is that what you're saying?
That's what I was going. He uses those type names, and he is a Mayan Israelite. He believes that the Native Americans.
What the fuck?
You've heard of? You know about the Israelite, the Hebrew?
You mean the Hebrew Israelites?
Yeah. He's one of those, but he doesn't believe the black nationalist thing. He believes the indigenous Mexicali national thing. It was really strange, dude. But I brought him on the show. He tried to, trigger me into trolling him, but the whole time I was asking him legitimate questions, and he had to himself break down and explain that he was essentially the same philosophy as the black national Hebrew Israelite type people, but Mayan. And that's the way he ended up describing it to me. And I said, okay, I think I understand now.
So you mean burrito autism is what you're saying? Not collard green autism, but burrito autism. I got you, bro. I got you.
That's the best term I've ever heard.
I got you, bro.
Burrito autism.
We don't claim him.
You have received the participation trophy of the night. Have it with pride.
I just texted Mimi to see if she wants to come over. If she responds, can I give her the link?
By the way, we as part of the Hispanic delegation, we do not claim that individual. We do not claim him. We disavow him. He is up to the trade block.
As part of the Caucasian delegation, we do not claim it, and we pass them on to the Italians.
As the only white guy who took 2 years of Spanish in high school and has a felony, I represent all the races right now.
So where does your delegation go?
Where do we go?
No, you're accepting her because you're sending her the link, as I understand it.
Oh, were we talking about? Yeah. She hasn't responded yet, but my point was that Jay Rillo, if you were trying to talk me out of something, like, you did bad.
Listen, man, Flow State, you are your own man. I'm trying to make you aware.
It's not my fault. I am this way. It's the society around me.
What's up, my man?
What's up? Who the hell wrong is this? Sasquatch?
Flow State. I just want to make you aware, bro. That chick, listen, man. If she wasn't so volatile, she would have a husband. The dude she claims makes 9 figures a year. She claims the dude she's fucking with makes 9 figures a year. And yet, what do we see? We see at least 1 or 2 different dudes a week, and then the 9-figure-a-year dude with her on the same streams that Chaotic has.
What you got, Joe?
I'm not her keeper. What I'm saying is, though, is that is not a stable woman.
Oh, that's cool. I'm sorry, Joe Cool's got fireworks going on.
It just looks like somebody's brights.
Yeah, I know.
My fucked up, my dirty ass window don't help.
That ain't helping either. There you go, my man. Taco tinnitus. Happy 4th of July, everybody. God bless America.
God bless America and no place else.
I have declared July Independence Month.
Yeah, there we go. A full month of independence.
A full month. We should not be limited to one day.
I agree. I say let's go for an independence year.
Okay, there you go. I agree.
We could do 365 days of awesome independent things.
What a good propaganda holiday for the Queen to give her colonies.
You're not going to get me into that one, dude. We're not having that conversation.
I'll jump on it. I was about to.
No, tonight. No, Joe. Tonight we're doing red pill, blue pill, black pill, and I happen to land an expert. I was trying.
We still haven't defined it yet.
I was trying to let Joe Cool tell everybody who he is, but he doesn't do that. Instead, he shows us fireworks. So, anarchy. Big swing at it.
Well, like I said, I mean, I always thought when it comes down to the definitions, you know, the blue pill is people that want to stay in the system, and the red pill are the ones that realize there is a system and they're trying to get out, and the black pill realize everything's fucked. I don't even really know what gray pill is and everything else, if there is any other colors, but that's what I understood it to be.
Okay, so does any of this tie into into like the gray man, green man philosophy of the post-apocalypse? You know, the shit hits the fan concepts.
Are you talking about Always Sunny in Philadelphia? That green man?
No, I'm speaking. Well, I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched them.
Or Blue Man, the musical people?
No. The gray man. All right. So in a shit hits the fan scenario, civilization falls and self-responsibility is really the only thing you can fall back on, right? Is your own self-reliance. Thank you, my love. And so the gray man philosophy is to fade out of existence and not be either a drain on the system or a part of the system no more than is absolutely necessary in order to reap the benefits of the presence of the system without impacting it, to be a ghost outside the frame. The green man concept is the same thing, but incorporating farming and hunting practices into it. It's kind of a similar concept.
So it's like off-grid, and it's like,
keep in mind, none of this applies until after whatever event it is that causes the breach of civilization occurs.
What is the utility in any of this shit?
I call it the zombie apocalypse fallacy. Eventually, something terrible is going to happen that will render our society eventually inept. And while that may be completely possible and is likely, in fact, in the long term, that America may one day be the future Africa and an undeveloped region just because of a lack of population and the destitution of the monetary system. I don't think that's too far to believe in 500 years. But the only way to change that is to change the base landscape philosophy based in Americanism. We have too many people that hate the ideals of America in power driving America. They despise the idea that meritocracy leads to greatness and that people with great ideas tend to notice when other people have great ideas. They can recognize them. And just having a great idea isn't good enough. You also have to have somebody around with the ability to speak it out in a way that is fluent to the populace. You then have to have a mouthpiece by which to get that forward, a platform, if you will. Then you have to have the audience itself to be able to get that message out there. And all of this is completely owned and operated by the federal government from the time you go to preschool until you get out of your planned further education and transgender basket weaving.
Who owns the federal government?
Motherfucking Martians. I don't know, dude. I came out of
Federal Reserve Bank.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. What's up, Cherokee Survival? Queen Bird.
What's up, Cherokee?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to lash out at you. I just came from left field. I wasn't expecting it.
No, it was a dumb question. Fuck that shit.
No, you have to know who's really running the federal government, who's really running it.
Right. It can't be Biden.
Reserve Bank and that ownership is less than crystal clear.
Right. So if it was Biden, it wouldn't do anything, would it? It would just sit there and take naps all day. If Biden was like actually pulling the strings, it would.
We gotta assume the guy has a certain IQ. The people behind this, Biden would never qualify.
People behind him. I'm saying if Biden himself were actually doing the job of the executive branch as dictated in the Constitution.
Yeah, somebody might actually vote for him.
Who's having a fist fight with their phone?
That could be all fireworks.
It's got to be Joe. Are you beating up your phone, Joe?
I'm muted.
It's Joe.
I like Joe. He's funny. But yeah, no. The thing is this PC brigade, everything's okay and everybody can get along. I like the concept of the melting pot. Do you know what an amalgam is?
No.
Yeah. Similar metals melted together. Things that don't typically form alloys, but instead form chunks of each other around each other. They become an amalgam, right? And so you may have a chunk of gold and a chunk of lead and a chunk of gold and a bit of silver and a bit of palladium, right? Because these all have very similar structures. And so when they melt, unless you stir them, you'll just make an amalgam. That is more of what America is than any democracy you can imagine.
We're not a democracy.
We are not a democracy. That's what I'm saying. We are not a democracy. We are an amalgam of various type of legal profiles, various type of state profiles, various type of local profiles, and a single overarching federal government that has finally observed the lack of Chevron deference.
You know that a lot of people don't want that amalgamation that you're talking about. They want to make America white again. I mean, make America great again. They don't want all these fucking races coming in because the white man will become the minority. You're aware of that shit, right? All right, I don't want to get too preachy, but you're aware of that shit, right? Most motherfuckers like America is supposed to be white men. All these races.
I don't know what the point of the Civil War was if black people are going to be enslaved inside their own heads in it forever.
I don't know either, but I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm talking about facts, man. I don't know what you talking about. Black motherfuckers enslaved in their head. That shit sounds loony. I'm speaking facts. Loony, do you disagree
but
that
if somebody
most motherfuckers that made America great again, that they really want to keep the white majority? Am I crazy with that?
I do disagree. That's why I made that sarcastic comment.
Who say that shit.
That's why I made the sarcastic comment, because yes, I do.
Okay, all right. I bet you do. Pay attention,
I think there's a boogeyman in this white supremacy. I think white supremacy is a boogeyman. And like, I'm a 37-year-old white guy from the Midwest. I've never been invited to join the Klan, the Aryan Brotherhood. Like none of these.
Nigga, when you the Proud Boy, right? You was the Proud Boy. I wouldn't be bragging, motherfucker.
That's exactly what I'm saying. If this, I was a Proud Boy, and if that's the best white supremacy institution that you can find, that's led by an Afro-Cuban, I don't know what to tell you. There is no more white supremacy left. If an institution run by a black guy is a white supremacy group, that phrase means nothing.
Yes, no one's worried about the Ku Klux Klan or the fucking Proud Boys. Martin Luther King said it's not the radical KKK white motherfuckers that's our problem. It's the so-called good white people willing to look the other way and play ignorant like they don't know what's going on. Nothing's changed, son.
Oh, so now, wait a second. Are you saying now that I'm part of the white supremacy problem because I'm telling you that it's a paper tiger? Fine.
I'm saying you are one of them white motherfuckers who don't even see that black motherfuckers go through shit. You
are
probably think
still
it's damn
enslaved
evil, and it
to an
ain't.
enemy that's not there. It's right here. It's right there.
Yeah, you're. I got you.
There,
But,
it's right there.
Black
It's in
people
your
treated
head.
worse. Yeah. Well, let's see.
How will
Black
you
people
know?
treated
How will
worse.
you know when the problem is resolved?
Well, that's
actually a fair
I want
question.
you to answer the
Hold on.
question first.
Yo, cool.
Wait. There was a question on the table first.
Yo,
There
cool.
was already a
Yo,
question
cool.
on the
Yo,
table.
cool. That's a. Yo, cool.
Is it
That's
equal
a fair
now,
question.
Flo? Yes, his question came second, Jay. I no disrespect.
No, I'm
Is
saying
it
that's
equal
a
now
fair
for black motherfuckers? I'll answer.
Let me just answer. Hold on. Let me hear Joe Cool's question. I'll answer it so you can answer mine. What was the question?
Thank you. Is the race shit even equal right now? Black motherfuckers treated equally now?
It depends on where
Pause.
and what
You ain't got to
capacity.
say shit. What were you saying, JR? Yeah.
No.
See what I'm saying?
What he was saying is that he wants you to answer my question.
Guys. Yes, I wanted you to answer mine, and you did. What was your question?
My question was, how will you know when the problem is resolved?
I guess you will. You'll be getting pulled over and jailed, and all of these things. For starters, you'll get loans. You'll get.
You know that I've been
you'll be able to
rated 3
drive a
times,
car
right?
like white people. Yeah, isn't you just talking about one example flow as opposed to normally, generally speaking, black motherfuckers get pulled over more. Black motherfuckers get
So
pulled
what you're
over.
telling me is you'll know because you're just going by it. This is
crime.
just a feels. Yeah. You have
No, I'm
anchor
57. I'm not feeling nothing. I've actually seen this shit. When I was born,
calibrate your shit. Your opinions are
one
not
of us breaking up.
in
I'm
reality.
gonna kill my camera. I'm here. You were breaking up.
I said that
what you say about my opinions?
Your opinions are not being calibrated in reality.
I don't think I gave an opinion. I was giving you stats, bro. Yeah, black people get more time for the same crime. Is that true or not? That's not a stat.
I don't know. Is that
okay.
Is that
black
a function
people get pulled over more?
Hold on. Is that
black
a function of black people wanting or white people wanting a white nation, or is that a function of maybe economic differences?
It'd be all. It would be a bunch of shits. It wouldn't be one binary thing, right?
Unless
is it a
it's white
function of
supremacy,
racism?
that seems to
White
be the only
motherfuckers still believing that. White motherfuckers still believe that they're better than blacks, and most black motherfuckers grew up under the same propaganda. They believe white motherfuckers are better than them too. Still.
Okay, I'm not sure what he is, but I'm going to put him on top because he's on.
Are you on me?
No, I'm saying I'm moving him. I was moving people around because I like to keep all the people on camera on top.
Yeah, but you don't know what I am.
Because you're lighter skinned. I don't
you
care.
don't know what. I'm assuming you don't know what I am. Racially is what you're saying, correct?
I have no idea, and I'm not asking. It's not my concern.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer this question because obviously that's what you mean.
It was not a question.
Well, not an explicit question.
No question.
So actually, not an explicit. I'm not stupid. I know, not an explicit question, but an implicit question. I'm actually ethnically, I'm Puerto Rican. If that's what you're asking. So I am Hispanic by the terms you're asking. Only on Black YouTube, I'm considered white. Only on Black YouTube, I'm considered white. However, on every other YouTube, I'm not considered white. That's what you're asking.
Okay.
I identify as a monster truck with flamethrowers.
I'm being serious. I'm actually asking.
No, you're good.
You were asking that question. Hold on, Anarchy.
I simply said,
that's what Caucasian. You were asking that question without asking it. It's fine. I will answer it without you having to ask.
You can answer. You can tell me your ancestry back 3 generations. I can tell you in fact, when we go backstage, I could probably show you how we're related within 5 generations. I've got a 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon kind of last name.
Actually,
I mean,
sir, I just received. Hold on, sir. Sir, I just received. Hold on. Sir,
do we have breaking news? Hold on. Breaking news. I got something.
Breaking news.
I just received my 23andMe package.
Hold on.
We interrupt this program for an important news announcement.
I missed it. I almost got it. There we go. Now, what have you got?
I said, what I was telling you before was that I received my 23andMe package actually today. I will be finding out what my genetic lineage is.
What are you? How are you going to feel if you open that up in a couple of days and you find out that you are 76% Irish?
I'm kind of shocked because, like, I mean, I wonder how they got to the island that my mother and my father came from. Well, here's the thing. I've been to Puerto Rico before.
Irish were slaves back in the day.
I've been to my father's village, my father's village, my grandfather's village, my grandmother's village. I've been to the falls of El Yunque. I've been to the fortress of El Morro. I have been to Arecibo before to see the observatory. I've been to the cultural sites where my people are. I've partaken in those traditions. Like I have a cultural tether to what my people are. Like I'd be very shocked if it's something outside of what I'm.
That's in Ireland.
I'd be very shocked. Actually, I'd be extremely shocked.
I get what you're saying. I hear you. I do. But
did you hear the way he pronounced the Hispanic words like extra
Hispanic?
Yeah. He put the inflection.
That's how they're pronounced, bro. That's how they're pronounced. Yeah, extra. That's how they're pronounced, bro.
I'm just pointing out. I'm agreeing with you. I'm pointing out that you are tied to your heritage.
Yeah, and I like that. I dig it.
You're not whitewashed and Americanized like everybody else.
Right. I'm not looking for a homogenous society. I want a dynamic and divisive society. I want a society that
I drink Oktoberfest when it comes out every fall, you know.
Right.
So I'm still tied to my German heritage.
I'm dumb because this give me a hemorrhage.
Come on, bro. Oh yeah, come on, man. Don't be like that.
What? If I'm not gonna let Joe Cool get away with it, I'm not letting you get away with it.
I don't know where
I've actually been there though. I'm telling the truth. I've actually been there. I've been to these sites. I've been to these places. I've actually been to my mother and father's village. I'm not lying about that. I really have.
You know, my mom's lake people. There's this place in Georgia up here where there's a bunch of convenience stores and grocery stores around this particularly large lake. And if you own a boat, you really don't need a car. And so my mom didn't have a driver's license till she was like 24 because she never had a need for a car. And we call these people lake people, and they have a certain way of talking. My mom comes from a part of Georgia where rice and ass rhyme. Yes, sir. I will whoop your ice. It's a specific accent that is only found around a particular lake. And so there's just a lot of miscegenation out there is what I'm saying. Don't be surprised when you pop your 23andMe and find out you're French. There's a lot of folks out there that's living out other people's dreams, I guess you could say.
You know, I want to say this real quick. Actually, no, I'd rather that you pull it up, Sasquatch, what Queen Bird said. I'd rather you pull that up.
Oh, my bad. I've been neglecting my chat, staring off into space.
The one at 10:30. I'd rather you pull it up than me. I'd rather you pull it
being up. Whitewashed a negative thing, this one?
Yes.
Why is being whitewashed a negative thing?
Where did Joe Cool go?
He would be perfect for this. Well,
white supremacist probably cut off his phone.
Yeah, the white supremacist got him. Joe, are you okay? Blink 3 times if you need white supremacy help. If you have a white privilege card.
There he is.
Shitty internet, man. It's the damn man trying to stop me from spitting the truth up here. You know.
That's what I just said.
That's right.
It was crazy how on Glenn's, you and me and Lindsay all showed up at the exact same fucking time.
Yes, you'd have thought we planned it, bro. Hey,
right?
She cannot not throw a jab at you, Flo. She cannot not throw a jab at you.
Are you talking about when she called me a narcissist?
Yes, Flo's okay. He has his issues and he's really fucked up, but he's okay. And that was her compliment for you.
I kind of feel weird about this whole Lindsay situation because I thought she was obvious with her approach to every single topic that comes across the table. How she's always against anything she's willing to come on panel for. and she's always has the most animosity for the most masculine and white person in the room, very much like Cynthia. Right? The only reason I dodge any of this is because I have an absolute kind of non-confrontational approach to the way I do things. My philosophy is you do you, boo-boo.
I don't think that's my philosophy.
What's your philosophy? Impose your will? That's the opposite.
I don't know. No, actually, I agree with the sentiment. I just don't behave that way.
I don't know. You pretty much let niggas be themselves, Flo. That's kind of the catch of your show is let
you know what? That is true. I mostly do.
You once told me that you were selling inclusion.
Yes, in a way, yes. And
I don't disagree with that. I think you're correct. Your actual business model is not so much wanting to be a part of the cool kids club as it is wanting to have a voice in a sphere that someone thinks matters. And somehow you convince people that it matters.
I think you. I'm getting attacked on my internet again. I think you're wrong, man. I don't think
some loud fireworks.
The voice, even though he has I'm sorry. Even though any shit I can do about it, I can roll up the windows and die. But Flo is more interested in what other people do. He gets a real interest in it. He could be fucking quiet for 30 minutes if people are talking. He don't have that. Well, he must be like me and jump in the conversation all the fucking time.
Yeah, no, I am interested. Like, I already know what I know and what I think. That ain't interesting to me. Of course, it's more interesting to me than some people.
Exactly. I want to know primarily the reason I do. Remember, I never intended to do a face reveal. I was going to read Westerns. That was my big plan for YouTube, was to sit
What
around.
A weird idea. Like, what a weird aspiration for a channel.
I hear what you're saying, but I came across a website where a whole bunch of out of print, like old yellow journalism Western reports were. Thousands and thousands of them that have never been narrated or not. There's no audiobooks on earth for them. There's no LibriVox for them. They're just dead over there on this website over yonder. And I was like, cool, I'm going to go read that stuff. And then I got a bad mic. And that forced me into a more of a panel verse kind of management thing. Right. And so now we do this stuff because I had a broken mic.
God is smarter than you are, brother.
Of course he is.
God is good. God is great. Don't hate.
Thank him for our food.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
Rub-a-dub-dub needs to get the rub.
Just make sure you rub the blue mud in the same direction in your navel.
Hey, so actually, Sasquatch, we have diverted quite from the original topic.
We have.
We're now in a race topic. Since we are there, do you want to try to retransition?
That is exactly what Joe Cool does to virtually every family. He can get his wormy little finger.
So, do you want to take the race topic and transition it back into the red pill topic? Because they do share commonality.
Let me hijack.
They do share commonality. Go ahead.
I just released a new short. May I present it? It's pretty good.
Make it happen,
it's a bit of a hit piece.
But is it copyrighted?
No.
Okay. Are you sure?
It has not. I have not had any copyright issues on it. There's no music.
It's got one view.
Yeah, I literally just released it.
Little out there.
Why did you feel that it was smart to get tattoos on your face?
That's what ratchet people do, baby.
If you're an 18-year-old and you think you're a hip-hop star, don't do it. Don't. It ain't worth it.
That goddamn splotch on the side of your left eye. What is that?
It's like a little thing on their cheek. The SoundCloud rapper tattoo.
It's a heart with an XO. little hearts, little butterflies, moons. I think they're cute.
The tattoo on my face is for someone who passed away. That's what a heart on your face means.
It's not always like this, but 9 times out of 10, the people that have face tattoos, they tend to be like, look at me. They're very egotistical, or they're very like self-centered, and they want that attention.
They usually don't spend over $50 for a face tattoo. I'm saying this about rappers.
Don't like it, don't look at me.
I'm more impressed by a butthole tattoo.
That's where it's at. The people that come in for the face tattoos, they're a little.
Nice. I popped a banger out earlier today. Came across a guy who was talking about somebody that could lie so well that you think is telling the truth, and then somebody come along and tell you the truth, and you'll swear they're lying because you already know the truth because the guy that lied to you told you the truth, right? And I'm like, this motherfucker been watching CNN.
Or went to school, actually went to school here, because that's a great indoctrination too.
God damn, how many people are restreaming this shit?
We got a stack. You want a piece? There might be space left.
I'm actually about to jump off and go shoot some fireworks.
I don't blame you if you do.
But if you're still going in a bit, I'll be back. Red pill is victim philosophy. Face tattoos on Easy's face tattoo, especially, looks gay. Joe Fools, the white man lives in your head, but is not really out to get you. Who else can I piss off before I leave? ATL transparency. You haven't really said enough for me to get a toehold on you.
I'll say something good about women.
About women? Oh, women are great. Women are way better than I like women way better than men. I don't understand all this woman hating nonsense. And anarchy.
After Lindsay,
I don't know what that was about.
I still like women better after Lindsay. Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
He has something going on with age on him, sure.
And anarchy. I don't remember what it was specifically, but I do remember you asked the dumbest question of the night, and you made Sasquatch get snippy with you.
I did not. Okay, he did offend me.
Dumbest question of the night. Okay,
dude, that's flow state. Just let him do his thing. Where were we before we were so interestingly interrupted?
I guess getting back to the point of the whole damn thing, you know what I mean?
That's the idea, I suppose.
I mean, just like I said, I was just concerned about the definitions of what you were calling all these pills.
Right. No. See, when I said
someone give me the short version. Someone give me the short version of the pills.
Joe, I love you to death. I really do. We've been through the first.
You don't have a short version.
I know.
You don't have a short version. It has to be.
I know I don't. I know I don't, but no one trying to explain this stuff from the ground up has a short version. Apparently, I'm learning tonight that there's not exactly a short version to explain all this. So I went.
Which one is women are?
Woody. Sorry about that. Give some love to Woody. Where's my boy, bro? Woody goes back. Woody, hop on panel, bro. Woody be fucking around because Woody will come on other panels and not come on my panel. Woody, stop fucking around, bro. I don't like that shit. To answer your question, though, Joe Cool, listen, man. Look. I don't know why. I don't know why you're mad at the white man's holiday. I really don't know why. Listen, here's the thing. I'm being serious, right? Because my girl's mother. Okay, so. My girl's family came over today, right? My girl's mother was watching MSNBC, and she loves Joy Reid, right? And for some reason, MSNBC is okay with Joy Reid shitting on 4th of July and calling it the white man's slave owner's holiday, right? And yet, she's fucking free and is probably a millionaire talking all this bullshit on MSNBC with freedom of speech, right? On the white man's holiday. Speaking on the white man's TV with the white man's fucking platforms and the white man's fucking communication system, but talking shit on them, right? That's fucking weird to me, bro. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, well, let me.
Why would you hate a race so much, and yet you were okay with living in their systems, living with their systems, living in their country, living with their freedoms, living with their laws? Living with their protection on top of it. And I asked my hold on, Joe Cool. I'm gonna let you rock, bro. Joe Cool, I will not cut you off. I'm not like that. I promise you. I
I'm
won't.
sorry.
You know that, right? You know I won't. My thing is, why act like that, right? And on top of it, when I ask you the question, like, hey, listen, if you hate this so much, why wouldn't you celebrate America's holiday? Because this isn't our country. Okay, fine. Then, well, why not leave this country? Because I'm not going to do what my grandfather said. My girl's mother is 71 years old. I think she's 72. My girl's mother is 72. Her response was, "I'm going to tell you what my grandfather told me." And her grandfather served in World War One. This is the only home we know. The U.S., right? If that's the case, if you're not going to go to Africa, if you're not going to go to any country in Africa, why bitch about the laws that are here? That means that this country right here,
because
gives you
this
more
country's laws have
opportunity.
fucking been perverted. Go ahead.
This country, please don't interrupt me. I didn't interrupt anyone else. I stayed quiet.
You've been going for
This
a pretty
country,
good stretch.
I'm about to end.
Okay.
This country gives you more opportunity and more freedom than any country in the world does, especially if you're black. Go ahead, Joe Cool, because Sasquatch is right. I've been going for a while. I'm gonna go on mute.
All right. You might be reading a bit much. I don't know. I didn't see it. Joey may be some racist lunatic. But usually if you say Trump sucks, people think you're a Biden fan. If I tell you fuck the 4th of July, you think I hate white people and hate America or something. That's not the case. Oh my God.
The sound of freedom behind you. That's
There
it. The
you go,
sound of
baby.
freedom.
We're good with this.
But let me try to keep it brief so y'all ain't got to hear all the fireworks, man. You cats, not you cats, apparently you too, though. Most Americans seem to forget on this very special day of freedom for America, it was not. And when you bring that shit up, niggas get in their feels. Just give us a date. That sounds like a you problem. Truth is, we didn't get our shit. Some of Americans didn't get it till much later. Did you celebrate Juneteenth? Did you talk about how great it was? Probably not.
Would you have accepted a Juneteenth such a celebration from the Caucasian Sasquatch? Because if I'd have thought of that shit, I'd have damn sure invited you.
I don't even know, man. Juneteenth is becoming big around here. People are actually cooking and getting together on Juneteenth.
No,
That's
my daughter got Juneteenth off, dude. She's white as a drip of snow. I don't understand. So confused.
I don't. In reality, though, I don't like the race shit. I don't like BET being all black. I don't like every other channel being all white. No, I don't like that shit.
Well, here's a thing about the way you roll in on a panel, and one of the first things you tend to do is drop the race card and see how hard somebody's going to knee-jerk react to that shit, just so you can get a read on the room. And I have this thing I do when I encounter a YouTuber. I ask them, have you met Joe Cole yet? Because if you haven't,
yeah, careful what you say around there, nigga.
And I had a couple people were like, well, why'd you ask me that? Why'd you ask me that? Like, one day you'll meet Joe Cool. And when you do, after that experience, come back to me and talk to me, and we can have this conversation that you want to have. Because you brace people on philosophy, on mathematics, on science, on detail, but it's not specifically like, what was it you called her, Mimi, a hotep? You're not one of those types of people, but you play one on TV. Like, you play one like nobody's business when you want to whip that thing out and whack people upside the head with blackness. I love that shit. It's hilarious.
It's really easy because the truth is most people, I say white people, but most people are ignorant. We, black people, believe the same nonsense white people believe. You remember the doll test? I'm sure I spoke on it a million times, where they always ask black kids and white kids when they're really young, they show them a doll. They say, which one is pretty? Even the black kids pick the white girl. Which one is nice? Which one is honest, truthful? They always pick the white one. Which one is bad? Which one is ugly? Even the black kids pick the black one. Now, I'm not okay with that. If we don't talk about race, everything's fine. It's better now than it ever been. My kids still got white Jesus on the wall. I'm not okay with that shit. They still picking white Barbie. You know when that changed? 2 years in the 70s, early 70s, that Black Power shit was
Joe,
the first time the
I have a
black
question.
kids ever picked the dolls. Their own dolls.
Okay, I understand.
What would you prefer, Joe?
I get it. Hold on, I have a question for Joe. 1 second. Who hung that white Jesus on that wall?
Some brother, if that's what you're asking.
Grandmother, mother, aunt. Damn, that shit was bright as hell, son. They coming for you. God damn.
That's freedom.
Yes, it is, because they're really strict on us. They even cut the shot spotters off, because sometimes they alert the fireworks and they're not supposed to. We're here. You probably can't see it, but it's so much smoke and shit out here. You can't even see shit. They're so fucking
Dude.
doing so
I've been sitting here watching the fireworks go off through the back window behind you. You're good.
Oh, they're over there too. There's some people, and there's another group behind me. I'm at the park.
Yeah, you're good, dude. That's why I got you up on the big screen. That, and you were kind of making a point at the time. I think it's Anarchy. You're next.
Yeah, Anarchy. I love to hear what Anarchy got to say.
All right, bro. We got into some stuff.
Okay. I'm really weird when it comes down to it. I mean, honestly, I think the only colors that actually mean anything in this world today is green and gold and silver. You know what I mean? That's the only colors that actually have any influence in this world. It's like not all this other racist shit. You know what I mean? Personally, that's how I see it, because that's the only thing that actually really actually has any influence is green, gold, and silver. But
I agree.
But like I said, I mean, that's why I'm like, I don't see it like as a black and white thing. I don't see it that way. In my opinion.
What I think Joe Cool is seeing as systemic racism is more of a family wealth distribution thing, right? People who own.
Don't underestimate Joe. I'm very aware of that, bro. I'm very aware. That is 80% of it is the family wealth. I'm not ignorant to that.
Right.
All right.
No,
I know Joe, man. I know Joe pretty good, and I'm gonna tell you, he's a smart man.
Yeah, no, I love it. I love it, dude.
Me and Joe have conversations every so often, man. I'm gonna tell you something, man. And it's like, because we can get into the philosophical and all the, and all that, all that type of stuff too. I mean, there's a lot of stuff at play, and that's why I asked the question, who's running the federal government? It's because, I mean, it really comes down to the money. You got Israel that really that controls a lot of government when it comes to the lobbyists. You got a lot of money being passed around and buying up politicians. Foreign entities and foreign entities influencing our government, or this corporation posing as our government. You know what I mean? And that's all it is. It's all about money. All right,
you're not wrong there.
We were bought out and bankrupt a long time ago. You know what I mean? And they've sold us off. All right. When we were bankrupt, they made every single American a surety and collateral for their debt. You know what I mean? They basically use us for our labor.
Come on up and talk to us, Lawless. We ain't gonna bite. We got Joe Cool to protect you. Y'all can put forth a strong black front. I don't know. I'm just making suggestions. But seriously, when it comes down to it, you have to judge individuals on their merit, on their individual accomplishments, the things that you experience with them. You cannot trust people. You have to trust a person to be themselves.
I was talking to some guys like fireworks, but I would agree with that shit.
I want to make another point. I want a spicy peach in my chat. I can't tell you how much I would love to have a spicy peach around. I feel left out in the cold with this.
Don't we all?
Right. Everything just went off at the same time. pleasures of having 14 phones. Where are we at on chat? Ooh, it is the Raging Tomato herself. Welcome to chat. Appreciate you coming.
Great
fucking
shot. Hilarious, Sarah. I don't know if it was a beard or a short. I think it was a short. It had me dying. Man, those shorts.
Fireworks or gunfire?
Yeah, Joe's in a gang fight right now. He's just giving us a play-by-play. That's wild. That is cool as hell. I love it.
I already shot a full magazine of 45 out there in the yard, so I've already done my deal.
Cool. Hello, Sarah. The link is available if you wish it. Sure, you just got done with your stream over there. I was hoping you'd show up, or maybe Glenn, because our resident expert in red pillology was just kind of a lucky hit.
Yes, we need you, Sarah. Come here. Come here.
I ain't even planned that shit, dude.
Come here. Tell me the short version of red pill.
I might have done it subconsciously.
Glenn would have been perfect for this. Yes,
I know. I tried to reach out to Glenn, but I couldn't. I didn't really expect an answer from him. You know, I'm not exactly his type of people. If you catch my drift.
I'm guessing Sarah know that shit through osmosis. She be around more men than I do, so she know. Fuck that.
Oh, you have it. Cool.
Yeah, I really. By the way, Sasquatch, I really thought you planned this shit out because to me it made sense that you planned. No, I'm serious. I'm not trying to be funny.
It does. It really does.
I mean, given the topic, and I thought that given the fact that he knows Barney and Barney and I have had private conversations, it just made sense that he planned this out. I was like, okay, so Barney told him about me, and he made this topic. You know, and he knew that my background, and I thought it all made to me. I thought it made sense. I thought it made sense.
What triggered the topic is the realization that I had no idea what these different things meant, and that what I thought they meant was completely wrong, just on its surface. And I learned that interacting with Sarah and some of the people on her panel, and Glenn and some of the people on his panel, and a handful of people on Flow State's panel. I realized that I obviously had the wrong impression with this whole thing.
Was I close on what I thought it was? On the different
what
pills?
you consider red pill is more of a gray or black pill.
You can't give me more colors. You got to give me definitions, man. There's too many fucking pills.
Yeah, because I don't even know what I don't even know what a gray or
true.
green or.
It's actually not true.
You know,
it's actually
I don't
not
know
true.
what that is.
Because there's also the pink pill, and the pink
or
pill
the purple pill.
women,
you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're kind of here having.
Hold on. Let's get JR a shot, bro.
Right. Well, no, Sarah was saying the pills are a joke, and I'm like, I get that if you're not involved in the philosophies themselves and not trying to apply them in your own personal life, then yeah, it's kind of funny to see people putting that much faith into a concept that you don't fully understand, or I don't fully understand. I'm aware that I don't understand it. I'm recently aware.
Well, the whole pill thing came from the Matrix movie, right?
No.
Yes.
No. One pill makes you smaller. One pill makes you tall. The one pill that you're
ATL. All right.
If I can please speak, if I could please speak uninterrupted, please. May I have the screen? Okay.
I'm muted. Go ahead.
So I'm helping the balloon. Hold on a second. Let me figure it out.
So originally, the term red pill came from a political philosophy back in 1950s or 60s, around the Nixon era. That's where the term red pill came from. It was related to political philosophy. Then in the 1990s, late 1990s, that's when the Matrix adopted that term. involving, of course, the movie The Matrix, whereas red pill was the truth being outside of the electrical world and the computer world, and the blue pill was being inside of the computer world, right? We kind of use that now in today's day and age, right? We kind of use that now. The fact of the matter is that there are a lot more pills. The red pill is, of course, still the same. You're outside of the computer world. And the blue pill is you still choose to be inside of the computer world, right? You still choose to be ignorant of how men should operate in today's society. No, man, okay. The Raging Tomato says red equals women are submissive, blue equals men are submissive, black equals there is no hope for men unless they are looking to unless they look like Channing Tatum and have a gazillion dollars. The Raging Tomato, that's a fair statement. Actually, that's a fair statement. That's a very fair statement because if you're black pilled, well, no, that's a fair statement. That's a fair statement because if you're black pilled, you've given up on life, right? In the red pill, we also believe the same thing. If you look like Channing Tatum and you have a gazillion dollars, if you're a billionaire, right? Your sexual marketplace value is very high. If you're black pilled, you think if you're an average man, if you're a black pill, you think that you're gonna fucking die without ever having passed on your genes, which is also not true, by the way. Because keep in mind, for every average man, there's an average woman. There is. You know, we also understand that your SMP, your sexual marketplace value, right? Your SMV. Keep in mind, if you're an average man, your SMV is lower than the average woman, right? The average woman's SMV is higher because most men will want to sleep with her. Why? Because they're men. We're men. Men will fuck anything. Men will fuck things that aren't even humans. That's how bad it is, right? The fact of the matter is this: is that SMV.
Unless you go to Tijuana, I've seen women do that. Go ahead.
Who came up with all this?
SMV for men only matters for sex. SMV for women matters for marriage. Okay? Just because a woman fucks a lot doesn't mean she's going to get married. Okay? But for men, if men fuck a lot, that's higher up on the scale. Men care about that more so than marriage. We care about having sex more than marriage.
I agree with Queen Bird here, where she says it sounds like comparing pronoun nonsense, but for
I mean,
that was dope.
You wonder why?
To an extent, I'm not going to. I'm not. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Joe.
No, that's ATL.
No, I'm just saying, you make all these things up here, and it's like, what the hell are you doing?
I didn't make this up. I didn't make it up.
No, this is a philosophy. What was the guy's name?
Rollo Tomasi.
Raul Tomasi. I want to say
Rollo.
Stuck in my head.
Rollo Tomasi.
Rollo Tomasi. I like that name. I always like Rollo. If I had a son, I was going to name him Rollo, and I had never told nobody that before.
If I made this up, if I made this philosophy up, I'd be a millionaire, and I'd be fucking foreign women every day for the rest of my life, and I'd have a lit ass life. I'd have like 20 kids right now. Are you kidding me?
My wife might have something to say about that.
I'd have 20 kids of 6 different shades of skin. You kidding me? I'd have a child for every continent on Earth.
I have been trying to do an all-girls soccer team my whole life. I want to do a full Rainbow Warrior squad. I'm just saying.
You know the worst part, Sasquatch?
That I haven't been able to do it. I agree. I also million midget army. You can get little short guns, little Uzis, and little tiny airplanes and stuff, and they could be the most devastating force to ever face the universe.
I want to be legit real quick, Sasquatch, if you don't mind. I'd like to be really, really super legit, if you don't mind. Is that we have people in our country who are mad at others who have kids with those who are not of the same race and are legitimately mad at that and shame that. Guys, listen, I'm being serious, Sasquatch. I'm not lying. If you're mad that someone that you love or someone that you know loves someone else of the same race or a different race, you're fucking sad, bro. It's 2024. Bro, we have too much shit involving fag shit, trans shit, fucking non-human shit. If you know someone, if you know a man or a woman who loves another man or woman of a different race, embrace that shit, bro. Because at
I don't
least
care
they
what
are
anyone
following
loves.
the
I
natural
just
order.
don't want them to do it in the street or Main Street at 2:00 in the afternoon.
That's not my point.
That's
No,
all
no.
That's all I ask. Just don't do it in public. You can do
Sasquatch.
anything you want to do behind doors. Just don't do it in public.
No, that's
Sasquatch,
bullshit.
the
Because
point I'm
you do
making
your
is
shit in
that
public. Hold on, JR. Let me ask
if
you.
go ahead,
Go ahead, Jay. No, I was gonna ask you. This is red pill side that you're coming from. Yeah, I was asking. I don't know.
No. The last point I was making was that those who are mad at people, because I come from a distant right political standpoint. I come from the distant right politically. Sorry, I'm drunk. Apologies. Dissident right politically, right? But socially, I don't care. But my point that I was getting at was people are mad that in 2024 people are not getting with men or women that are not the same race. I don't care personally. I don't give a fuck what race. Like my woman is not the same race as me as I am, but I love her. I love her. I love her to death. I'm not gonna lie. I love her to death. Right?
Is it racist that I like redheads? And I like them to be really, really fish belly.
I'm being serious. I'm really being serious. I'm being serious right now. Okay, is that I don't give a fuck what race you love, your man or your woman. The fact is, we're in 2024. We have too much debauchery as sexually with the LGBT for any person to be mad about what race their man or their woman is. Okay, if you can breed with them, that means it's natural. If it was unnatural, you couldn't breed with them. Okay, I don't give a fuck what race they are, man or woman.
JR, we got you. The red.
You got your bud.
Let me ask you the red pill shit. This sounds like to me this sounds like the open minded philosophy, what you call the red pill. If these things are true, I wonder, is this what the red pill people agree with you, that it's okay for the people to be gay and trans and all of that stuff? If it's a real thing, because you come off as red pill to me. Just on the strength that when you first started talking about the pills, you talked about red a lot more than any other color. You even said weed at one point, making me think you're red pill. But I don't imagine Fresh and Fit, which I'm guessing them or someone else red pill.
I am red pill. I am.
Yes. What about the majority of the red pillers, though? Do they agree with you that, if you love a man,
but you're on the computer,
do your thing?
Red pillars universally have never had a problem with race mixing. Red pill philosophy has never had an issue with race mixing.
That was the question. Was
race mixing has never been an issue with red pill. The only issue that red pill has ever had is with gay shit, okay, and with feminism, okay. If you believe in gay shit or feminism, that's where red pill has a problem. Race mixing has never had a problem with race mixing.
It sounds like the girl has a point that they're, it may be not so clear, meaning not so real. I'm paraphrasing her badly.
What girl? Blue Unicorn? Okay, listen. How am I not clear? How am I not clear? Listen, don't get involved in gay. Don't get involved in fucking LGBT. Go ahead, Sasquatch.
I'm just saying, Blue Unicorn is not a girl. It is a third-person musician.
Sasquatch, are you high right now?
A little bit, but is that
do you smoke?
Dude, you should smoke.
Ganja,
you should blow some smoke my way. I need a contact buzz.
Hold on. Excuse me. Sasquatch, do you smoke the ganja, sir?
I can neither confirm nor deny such accusations.
That means yes, and it's probably indica. If I had to guess.
Indica over here for sure.
Yeah, I definitely need to get a contact buzz, man. This is it's starting to really confuse me because, like I said,
I'm gonna smoke soon too. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I will smoke as well. I mean, listen, if I had to guess, Sasquatch is probably somewhere in Middle America, probably somewhere in like Tennessee or Kentucky, or maybe even West Virginia, if I had to
I
guess.
need to say y'all one more time.
Y'all,
I'm
come on
guessing.
down.
I'm guessing. I'm guessing. I'm guessing.
Bless your
Big
heart.
face.
I'm listen,
Bless
listen,
your heart. You need a
I'm
little bit.
East Coast.
Hold
I'm
on.
East
Let me do
Coast.
that.
East
Let me
Coast,
do
the best coast actually. East Coast is the best coast of the United States.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am from the Southern Baptist capital of the world. I'm from the great state of Georgia. I'm from the location where you can go and be baptized and get a pet viper on the same trip. The very same Sunday, they can give your baby a christening and give you a freaking viper, a timber rattler to freaking hold in church.
I've seen it.
I've seen it from a distance.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
Bless
Kiss
your
my
heart. So you're from Georgia. I have a friend of mine actually. You should get up with Muslim guy. Muslim guy's a really good, cool dude. He lives in Georgia as well. He lives just outside of Atlanta. I don't know where you live. You don't have to tell me your city. But he lives just outside of Atlanta. That's what
If
I'm
there
saying.
is a hot, sweaty butthole of Georgia, I am
That
in
is
the
Atlanta.
most close to it. Right outside of Atlanta. Outside of Atlanta, a hot, juicy, wet butthole of Georgia would be right around the spot where I'm at.
Isn't Atlanta like? Excuse me. I'm sorry. Isn't Atlanta like the gay capital of Georgia?
Bro, Atlanta's pretty much the everything capital of Georgia. It holds such a significant voting block that it takes 3/4 of the counties to compete in a statewide anything. Atlanta wins in all cases.
Hey, I came out here to chase the scanner. I'm gonna chase the scanner a little bit, right? So I'm gonna holler at you guys later.
You do your thing.
Listen, man.
Florida
as far as the
strong.
red pill and the blue pill is concerned, and the black pill. Well, here's the thing. Actually, Sasquatch, would you mind pulling up a video on the gray pill? I'm not that versed. I'm being serious. By the way, I'm being serious.
I've got one.
I really don't know what the gray pill is. I don't. I know red pill.
Mortality. I have a white pill video philosophy explained.
I think everybody's got a different definition of all these different pill colors.
It does seem to be the
If
case.
you don't mind me explain, what I was going to say was this: I know what red pill means. I know what blue pill means. I know what black pill means. I know what white pill means. Listen, I even know what pink pill means. You guys didn't even list pink pill. I know what that means. I also know what purple pill means. But I was asking Sasquatch. I do not know what gray pill means. That's new to me. Can we watch a video on that, please, or no?
I've got it right here.
I will go on mute.
Fair use.
What's up, everybody? It's your least favorite robot on the net, Cock Grinder, and today I'd like to talk to you all a little about the gray pill philosophy. The Forbidden Thinker has done a couple of really good videos on both the white pill and the black pill. You should go check them out. I'll make sure to leave a link for those in the description. And this kind of goes back to you hear a lot of people say, red pill, blue pill, and that's those are basically like of course those come from the Matrix. You have the red pill, which is like I'm woke, my dude, and you got the blue pill, which kind of symbolizes normie, going back to sleep, not being of the world, whatever, just being kind of a nonchalant, not caring about it. And then you got like white pill, kind of came out of the whole that whole thing. Yeah, always like pillars, necessarily, I guess is what you can call them. That it's white pill would be like hope, black pill is like despair. I would be what I would consider like gray pilled, I guess, if I had to put it in these terms. Kind of like the Gray Jedi, if you would, where I understand that while there is evil in the world, and there is despair to be found and bad times ahead, that evil cannot evil can't win. The despair can't bring you down. You just can't let these the negative forces bring you down as much. And I still understand that this is going to come. Like I've probably mentioned a couple times before. Recently, I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, and so I get a lot of these bad episodes of long periods of depressive states. 2 days, 3 days. Sometimes they last 4 days even out of a whole week, where I wake up and just all of a sudden just I feel down, and I don't want to do anything, or I just don't want to get out of bed. And so I've had a lot of problems struggling with that. And as it's been kind of a weird road. Even for YouTube, it's like some days I want to really strive to make a video, and then by the end of the day, I just I'll have this weird depressive episode, and it's like, well, maybe we'll try again tomorrow. And even this month for this challenge, it's it really has been a challenge, because
we might be stuck in a pattern.
Okay, this is a home math video. We might get back to this. Gray pill?
I mean, I think it would have been best if you just skipped forward and see the part where the most replayed part of the video was at. You'll see that if you skip forward, it'll have like the light gray part where it's like peaks and valleys. Just saying.
I can almost kind of understand where he's coming from in the black and white scenario. All right, because like I said, I was thinking the black pill was basically people that think everything's fucked. That's basically the depressive part of it, I guess. And I can also see where like the white pill would be considered the people that are got this uncanny ability to have this a huge amount of hope and faith that everything's going to be good and blah blah blah. Which I can't really see it that way, because I mean it's almost like what is that old saying, evil prevails if good men do nothing, or is it really just evil prevails?
Evil prevails when good men do nothing. They came first, one man, and I said nothing. Then they came for me, and there was no one to speak for me.
Right, but I mean the thing is, it's like I also have that feeling. It's
That's
like, well, it
TV
just
at the bottom. I'm sorry, somebody was asking who you were.
Yeah, Anarchy Television. I'm restreaming on my backup channel. But anyway, but yeah, it's because like I said, I have the impression that like the blue pill is the people that want to continue to stay in the system, and they want to fight for the system to stay in place. All right, and the red pill are the ones that realize there is a system, and they've waken up, and they are trying to get out. And the black pill are the ones that realize that everything's fucked. And the white pill, I guess I can see that these are the ones that have the hope that everything's going to get better. Which and the gray pill is the ones that realize that everything's fucked. But yet, I think that there is hope. That is the gray pill.
Gray pills are more along the lines of living through today and hoping for better tomorrows. I mean, you can only do all you can do. You can't do any more than that. And so anyone expecting more of you than you can do is no friend of yours.
Right. Well, I see it like this. I mean, it's kind of like I can only control what I can control. There's a lot of stuff out of my control.
Yep.
All right. And I realize that. That's where I know that we're fucked in a lot of scenarios, because there's a lot of stuff out of our control. So I can only control what I can control in my own little, I guess, so-called bubble. That's all I can control. You know what I mean? But everything else is out of my control.
I challenge you on that point, because a lot of the things you think you control are actually controlled by small actions done by other people.
Well, I have to I'll say fair enough. I'll say fair enough. Because I mean, even in my own personal bubble right now, there are things that are not in my control. Even though that I people say, oh well, if you just pull up your bootstraps, yeah, and all that other shit. Well, I'm like, it doesn't always happen. Like for instance, if I want to go out looking for a job, I can't force people to give me a fucking job.
Right.
All I can do is go out there and apply. You know what I mean?
You can continue to apply until your name is in every freaking job slot in the neighborhood, everywhere that you can reach to work.
But that's as far as I can go that I can control. But I can't make them hire me. You know what I mean? So there are things that are, like you said, fair enough. I'll say fair enough. There are things that it's still micromanaging me.
Right. No, I can't control anything that's not physically within my reach. I can call people and ask them to do things. I can manipulate people around me. I can do any number of things, lie, cheat, steal, mismanage, whatever. And I still cannot actually control the outcome, because I can only control that which I physically do myself. Sorry, should I have done a mic drop? Do I need to hold on? I got one of these.
No, I'm letting I'll let it fry in my noodle if you want to know.
I mean, you might have. There's an awkward silence. A gay baby is born. So by all means.
King Kong ain't got shit on me.
I caught a good one for Flow State that day. What's the other thing I got over here?
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay.
That's first show.
I want to say real quick, like, Armenians are fucking winning between the Kardashians and Anna Kasparian. I didn't realize that Armenians had such beautiful women, though. That's fucking crazy, bro. Armenians have gorgeous women. That's crazy, bro. No wonder the fucking Turks invaded them.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay.
Yeah, but she got that crazy eye, dude. I feel like she's gonna boil my bunny.
What the fuck? Like, you don't care? What the fuck? You do not care.
I mean, if she'd do it with like some carrots and onions and a nice soy sauce, it would be one thing. But I feel like she's gonna do it and put it in bed with me.
You do not care. Okay, let's be honest. The Turks invaded her country for one reason. They saw women like her and they were like, "Fuck, we need."
She is my favorite young Turk. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, because you know why they call it the Young Turks? They're like, "Fuck, we need to invade that country and fucking inject our seed into them ASAP." And I don't blame
They
you.
censor someone that you hate and then you clap. But they're coming for you next. It's a trap.
I don't need to know your sexuality.
The Turks. Listen, what's his name? Schenk. What's his name? Schenk something. Schenk what? Schenk.
Uyghur.
Schenk something. He had the right. I'm not surprised if he didn't fuck Anna Kasparian. Anna Kasparian is her name. Anna Kasparian. Schenk Uyghur. He probably fucked her.
Say it, bro.
Huh?
All right. So I have this video over here called Ho Math. Have you the name of it is Stuck.
CCD, yo! Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Shout out to CCD, bro. Yeah, I'm on this channel too, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to CCD. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He's everywhere. This one is from Ho Math, if you can believe that, and he does a pretty good job at explaining some of this stuff.
Of civilizational collapse, and it's because our relationships are not as strong as they used to be. This video is a long We might be stuck in a pattern of civilizational collapse, and it's because our relationships are not as strong as they used to be. This video is a long overdue answer to the question, why is promiscuity bad? The answer is kind of complicated. Let's start with this. Why would promiscuous behavior, as pictured here, cause a collapse of civilization? I put together this map. It's originally created by Ken Wilber. This is just my easy to read version, as a quick reference for developmental psychology, how people's minds develop individually from birth until wherever you stop, and how that affects the development of society.
This is why I love autism.
Sasquatch, this is why you should love masculinity. Only men could develop this.
If I brought you
No. Only men could develop this.
Okay.
Men are the only group of people capable of developing a map like this. Only men could develop a roadmap to how the human psyche operates, whether it be male or female. Only we can do that.
Blue Unicorn dove deep, son. Look at this one. Well, the light can be on or off in objective reality, but is the light being on or off a good thing or bad thing is where subjectivity is concerned. Well, if you crack your freaking shin, that was definitely a bad thing the light was off. But if you're trying to sleep, it's definitely a bad thing that the light is on. So it's subjective as hell. What's up, Gregory, the cameraman, 1970 iTalk? Welcome to the stream.
Society and culture, and over here there's this little grid that shows the individual mind and culture and individual behavior and society. The way that people's minds work is going to form a culture. The way that culture works is going to shape society. The way that society works is going to influence your mind, and the way your mind works will influence your behavior. All these things are interrelated. So society, which we depend on for everything we have, is based on the way that we relate to each other, which is falling apart very quickly, due in large part to acceptance of promiscuous behavior. Here's a bunch of little heartbreaks and lower relationship strength.
I love the way he lays this out. It's so easy to follow. It's amazing.
But Sasquatch, why are we surprised though? Like, see, this is why I really do fight back against third wave feminism. Is because we say this with, oh, it's amazing that he breaks us down. But listen, Sasquatch, this is the natural manner of how men should operate. Men should naturally take problems and break them down to bite-sized pieces the way we accept them, the way we can understand them.
Okay.
We don't have that anymore.
It's right here.
Sasquatch, we have that right here, right? But I'm saying, Sasquatch, if you look at society as a whole, are you telling me that you look at most problems as a whole in society? You say those are bite-sized pieces that men could understand. You see that?
You are talking to a very unique individual over here, my brother.
Maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Man. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong.
I believe most of the problems of society could do with a touch of genius to rub up against it.
I'm not a genius. I'm not a genius at all. I'm not a genius whatsoever.
I get it. But the thing is no one is genius until put into a situation where their particular knowledge is useful. Right? Because genius is not a quantifiable thing, but it's something that changes the world with its baseness, right? It's truth. It's factual evidence. It's like ever since we noticed the effects of radioactive elements, we have known that there's an energy that was affecting the universe that we could not otherwise perceive, right? And we took the concept of there being an energy that we don't understand, and it took an individual to state that E equals MC squared, right? Is Albert Einstein a genius? We agree that he is, because one of his very basic premises was so basic that we actually base our entire current life on its products.
I see your point. I see your point. Okay.
I don't believe there are any insurmountable problems. I believe that if our culture does not solve these problems, then another culture will. The culture that solves the most problem wins the culture war.
Wait, Sasquatch, you don't believe that American culture is the apex predator of all cultures?
I believe that American culture is such that it absorbs all from other cultures without itself being tainted by the society from which they came. We do not judge by your past. Why do you judge America by its past?
And one more time,
we don't really have a past. I mean, it's we're like a newborn compared to the rest of the world.
True, but I mean, we do have 200, 300, 400 years. So, I mean, there is a past. Go ahead, dude.
Sasquatch, can you please re-explain your knowledge protecting a method one more time?
Knowledge protecting method.
Well, you had people who were in the fields. They were wearing baskets. You said so yourself.
Fields.
I'm confused.
Oh,
okay, it's not just me.
Right.
My bad.
Just skip me. That's fine. Just skip me.
All right, we'll move on with the video.
Our relationships also suffer because we don't understand each other, and that's something you can fix. And today's sponsor, Ground News, can help. You are on the internet right now, so you're confused. We all are. Algorithms make us feel bad, blame it on other people, and then attack them like idiots. This is not making us understand each other. We tend to do what we want instead of thinking about what's right. Basically, when people are allowed to do whatever they want, it degrades us from this stable model of courtship and relationship formation to this unstable one. In the old one, we could have stable marriages that were enforced by social conventions, and in the new one, there's a few guys who get all the attention that they can handle, and so they don't commit to women, and therefore most of the women get played and dumped over and over, and these guys get no attention, and that makes everyone unhappy, and it also is really bad for stable marriages that produce children. And this model is only possible when people believe I can do whatever I want and you can't judge me. If you allow people to behave like this, then they stop building this and it turns into this. Modern people believe that the world is made of individuals.
Okay, no. This man is reiterating something I've said before. There are two sides to most of these arguments, political or otherwise, and only one side reproduces. The other side chooses not to or doesn't or can't.
But Sasquatch, all of us already know women are the gatekeepers to sex and kids. All of us know that already. But we already know that, though. What we don't know is how deep the problem is between men who can have kids and men who can't. The man who breaks it down, he gives us a very deep, like, I don't consider myself a 7. I don't consider myself a 7 whatsoever, right? If I had to guess, most people in your audience don't consider themselves a 7.
Well, my audience is exceptionally good looking and good smelling.
Well, how about this? I am an autistic, dysgenic human being. I'm a fucking 3 who smells like fucking dog shit. Does that make it better for you? Is that better?
I'm a kinky.
There you go. I'm a dysgenic dog shit smelling man who has a girlfriend. There you go. That makes it better.
Hey, dude, you do you, boo boo. I'm not here to judge anybody else. I'm just having conversations about topics. You know, we're discussing different things. Specifically,
I'm just saying, bro. In case you want to see if a woman, I do. My woman is okay with the smell of dog shit. There you go. There you go. Everyone, just flow with that. Just flow with that. Huh?
I can't imagine dealing with men as easy. So I'm exceptionally proud of any woman that can deal with a man. Dealing with me is impossible. I am absolutely intractable.
Because I don't know what men. I shouldn't say that. No, my point is that when men come to rotating scents, right, they always go with whatever works in the moment. They go off whatever's like. Say if you and I were in an environment where we're creating a smell that works in that moment, we would pick whatever, and then we would just be, oh yeah, that works fine, and it would go off the cuff from that point on.
I do some of my best work off the cuff.
That's what I'm saying. But that scent would go off the cuff, right? And that would be a scent that represents us.
Us?
And it would be
As a couple?
I'm giving you the fucking. No, what? So, never mind, Sasquatch. Never mind.
You do realize I'm doing something of a comedian channel over here?
I do, and I'm counting your facetiousness.
Okay, just try not. Just I don't mean to offend anyone, but every joke kind of has a butt, and it's usually the last.
My thing is that whatever your facetiousness is for that scent of the cologne, naturally it's disregarded of a basic sense.
I kind of like the idea of whiskey barrel and cinnamon myself. I think that would be an excellent combination. And if I could get a sponsorship from Dr. Squatch, I will definitely be involving you in the making of scents. Yes, sir. I love Help. Help is some of the best stuff you can find on YouTube. But I really like the idea of whiskey barrel and
To be
cinnamon.
honest with you, man. To be honest with you, Sasquatch. No, I'm not gonna say that. Your audience can handle it. No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
Doesn't a lot of this have to do with our environment also? Like if the environment is fruitful, I mean, we try to procreate. If it's a destructive type environment, we strive for immortality.
True.
I mean, is that? I mean, am I wrong in that?
Accurate. No, that seems accurate. That also follows with the mouse utopia experiment. What you see going on in inner cities and for some strange reason, California, I don't really get this, is almost part and parcel the end results, the final collapse days of the mouse utopia experiment. And I could go into how the different factions of different aspects of society represent different types of mice from within the experiment quotient, because it's often discussed as if this experiment happened once when it's been run several times and the results were always the same. The arcs were well within margin of error. There were a few collapses that had took place in later experiments that were seemingly manufactured by willful overpopulation. But ultimately what happens is the fall of Rome. We have a Pax Americana. We have a great peace for a period after the fall of our great civilization. And the only way that changes is if we assimilate other civilizations into our own. When these people come to our nation, we have to be capable of welcoming them while at the same time arbitrating the laws of the land. This is necessary. It helps with the whole assimilation process, because there's nothing wrong with living in a Puerto Rican neighborhood. That's perfectly fine. If a whole bunch of Puerto Ricans happen to live in the same area, that's not segregation. That's just where they decided to live. You know, they all live together, and that's fine. And America can handle that type of stuff. What it really has an issue with handling is large numbers of people coming in really quickly and not with no intention of assimilating, merely to extract wealth and send back to their home countries and then go home. Wow, that went way off base.
It is actually made of relationships, in the same way that a pile of bricks is not a building. In order for the building to work, the bricks have to be arranged in a certain way, they have to be connected, and once the bricks start saying, I don't want to be part of a building anymore, I want to do me, then the building starts decaying, and then the other bricks say, well, if you're not doing your job, then I won't do my job. And we go from a building to a pile. A big part of this decay is the sexual revolution, which is actually just a decay. It's reverse development. We are going from higher levels down to lower ones. I've been over this in previous videos. This one's called Saturday Scaries. Basically, all cultures have to grow through these levels. You can't skip stages. And when a culture develops from this low impulsive stage to the rules and roles stage, they come up with strict social norms, and they eventually grow to the achiever stage, which is like corporate, keeping up with the Joneses, and eventually into this sensitive, individualistic hippie stage where people start saying, hey man, everyone's like unique and we should all do what we want, bro. And at that stage, they have a tendency to get rid of the rules at this stage, and then all of the new people who are born, because everyone's born at stage 1, they don't have any rules to learn to grow up to the next stages, and it causes developmental arrest, and people get stuck down here. That's what we're...
I don't have a particular problem with that explanation. Anarchy?
No. I mean, I kind of see that. I mean, honestly, because if you like, when I look at the whole political scenario, it's like I was sitting there talking to somebody about, like, for instance, the Jim Crow Joe Biden. You know, if you look at his track record, which most people forget his track record, you know, they and the ones that are just born, the new kids in the block, all they see is what they're being presented today. They don't really realize what the track record that he's had for the past 50 years. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
that's what bothers me, because you know, it's like that amnesia in a sense, or that lack of remembering what was in the past, and that's what and they're trying to rewrite our past. You know, and it's like, okay, and tell us, okay, this is what you're supposed to know. You know, it's like, well, shit, I remember 30 years ago what you said and what you believed and da 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 da. But you know, but the new kids on the block don't know this. All they're hearing is what they're being told to you now. You know, I mean, and it drives me nuts. You know, it's like just what he was saying. It's like everybody starts at that one, and if they don't know and all that stuff, because me personally, all right, like I said, I tend to move toward anarchy or anarchist. All right,
no, not you.
Anarchism. It doesn't mean there's no rules. It just means there's no rulers and no masters. No one has the right to be your master, and no one can be your slave. That's what that is. But the rules are natural law. But most people have forgotten what natural law is. You know what I mean? Because they want to ignore that, throw that under the rug. That doesn't exist. You know what I mean? This is what we're supposed to learn now.
My
you know what I
personal
mean?
political philosophy is slightly right of Attila the Hun. Everyone should do what I say. But if we're not going to do that, then we're going to have to talk about this voting thing and work this out.
See, voting has never worked in the positive for
We're
anyone.
still gonna have to talk about it. I mean, if we're not going to do what I tell you to do, and him do what I tell you to do, and her do what I tell you to do, then I want to vote in whatever the hell it is we're all doing.
Yeah, but I mean, but okay, but when you vote, you're basically giving your written consent for a ruler to rule over you and everyone else.
You are familiar with people, are you not?
Yeah, man, I talk to people all the time.
Right. Okay, so me and people chased the weasel around the mulberry bush for about 4.5 hours one night, and I feel like, and I still feel like, if you are going to live on a given place in this world, how can you deny the laws of the land if they are executed upon you physically? It's the system you must survive in. But what would you prefer me to use? The term you'd prefer me to use? I know it's not sovereign, is it?
Well, I'm not sure exactly where you're going, but go ahead. Keep on going. Keep on going.
Okay, people. Anyone who doesn't know people, I have about a 4.5 hour, maybe 5 hour live stream on my channel where we discuss the concept of the sovereign citizen. He explains everything he could within that 4 or 5 hour time frame. Okay. question him about it all kinds of different ways. And what I came away with, and People is a unique example of this, and I have a lot of respect for People. He's from Press On, Press Harder, I think is the name of the channel. He lives what he says.
Right.
He is not over here with a multi-million-dollar house driving a Suburban and getting out and pretending to cop watch or whatever. That man might sleep in a box car, and he might sleep on the side of the road, and he might sleep in some fan's house. Now, by his own admission, it's been a while since he's had to sleep on the side of the road, but he would do it immediately tomorrow if that's what it took. He lives it. So if you're doing it that way, that makes more sense to me than somebody like Scott B, or Paul Enslaved, who says it, but at the same time, they're simply living their legal life vicariously through some other entity in the home, whether it's a wife or a parent or something like that. And the legal eviction stands, whatever it's perceived to be.
Me personally, okay, like all right, just the terminology sovereign citizen, that was invented by the CIA in the first place. But I have my own definition of sovereign citizen. Sovereign citizens are cops or government employees and government entities.
Yeah,
because they are citizens that are working under a sovereign authority, which is us, we the people. We the people are individually are the sovereign. We're the ones that give the authority to them. All right, by voting, by giving them all this ability to do whatever they want to do, because we are the sovereign. All right, we are the ones that give them this authority. So they are the citizens that are under a sovereign authority, working under a sovereign authority. So they are the true sovereign citizens. All right, but reality is, we as individuals are born sovereign, but the system has taking that away by force from birth. All right, because they put us into this contract of the birth certificate and the social security card and all this other shit, and they consider us products. All right, and they consider us a surety and collateral for the debt that they created when they went bankrupt, the federal government. All right, the thing is, it's like freedom is the most important thing, and most people don't really understand what freedom is, because most people has never had it. You might consider yourself free because you're freer than other countries, but that's not the litmus test of freedom. Okay, just because we're a little bit, we have access to do things that most other countries do, doesn't mean we're free. We're being micromanaged in every single facet of our lives. Can you name anything that's not being taxed?
No, I get what you're saying. And when you transfer the concept of highway laws, like speed limits, general traffic laws, these things were not typically written with the restriction of the individual in mind, but are now being exploited for that reason.
Well, of course. I mean, honestly, it's like, you get pulled over. You're basically, your Fourth Amendment right is just a null and void according to the sovereign citizens that pulls you over. Okay, the supreme law of the land does not apply in traffic law because they don't really recognize it. They want to say the codes, policies, statutes, and all that other shit, it comes above the supreme law of the land. Well, that's just not true, in my opinion, because the supreme law of the land is above all of that. But they don't recognize that. They throw that under the rug, kind of like with natural law. They throw that under the rug, and they stack all these other stuff, statutes, codes, policies, rules, regulations, edicts, all that stuff on top of it, and say that is the supreme law of the land.
But doesn't it really come down to the reality of what is actually enforced in whatever area you are in? So when in Rome, abide by the Roman laws.
Well, we're not in Rome. Fuck Rome.
We're not in Rome, and I hear what you're saying on that. But when you are in Georgia, You abide by the laws in Georgia. When you are in California, you abide by the laws in California as they'd apply to someone who is moving from state to state.
Mm-hmm. But if that does not coincide with the supreme law of the land, I mean, what are we doing here? We're just, living by whatever these
Correct me if I'm
fools
wrong.
make up as
The
they go.
Constitution lays out a list of basic things that the that is handled in a federalist sort of way. The things that are overarching above the states. It lays out very specifically the powers that the federal government should have. And then anything not specifically enumerated into the Constitution falls to the state. Correct?
Yeah. Well, see, the
Some
states are,
states-
that's the thing. It's like the power of the states is actually more powerful than the federal government. That's how it was brought up in the first place. The power of the states is what gives the power to the federal government. It's kind of like, you break it down. It starts with we the people, the sovereign. All right. We give the authority to the states. The states actually go and give the power to the federal government. That's how the hierarchy starts. You know what I mean? It's not the other way around. But over time, they've tried to flip flop it to where, okay, the federal government is the highest thing and everything else is below that. And we are just the serfs, the peasants that just work for it.
The reality of execution that I'm actually bringing up here. I'm not talking about what's right or correct or what should be. I'm talking about the fact that your average cop on the street read the Constitution when he was in 6th grade with a civics teacher that was 104 years old, and honest to God believed that Dwight Eisenhower was going to pull us out of this. Right.
Honestly, Sasquatch, did you learn about when you were in school from all the way up to 12th grade? Did you actually learn about the Constitution?
I had this one wild teacher named Miss Daniels, and she was absolutely insistent that every single one of us go through the Constitution. We had a daily 15 minutes that we did. Every week there was a day where we just went over a specific batch of whatever statutes and local in Georgia. Like she went over laws and stuff. She was really, really cool. At the time, we didn't really enjoy it a whole lot, but looking back, I really appreciate the effort that woman put into having me be aware of these things.
I've been to many, many schools through the time over my years.
She was
great. And I didn't learn any of that shit. The only thing they taught me that it existed. That's all they taught me. They didn't tell me what was in it. They didn't tell me how to actually apply these things. They didn't tell me any of that stuff. All they told me is it exists. It's a piece of paper that existed in the damn, in a sealed box somewhere up in there in the damn Capitol.
Let me tell you about one of the most awesome teachers I ever had. I had a few of them. Miss Daniels somehow convinced all the teachers to get all of the students together, and they did like a full day where they would run, like it was like every 2 weeks. I think they put aside a full day where she would come in and run an entire electoral system, pick delegates. The delegates would pick nominees. The nominees, basically do the whole class president thing, right? And then the delegates would have to make a decision on whether we were going to get bag lunches on a certain day or get a hot meal in the cafeteria on that certain day, right? Something simple, something easy to manage. And all of this sounds like a whole huge headache, and it really, really was, because we were a really, really rambunctious group. But she strong-armed the cool people into making it happen, Captain. And so we got to see a rather dysfunctional democracy at work, and then the next week it might be a rather dysfunctional representative republic at work, and then a rather dysfunctional communist type society at work, where she would bring in candy and spread out the candy by the edicts of whatever given philosophy was being demonstrated at the time. It was awesome in retrospect. And if I'm not mistaken, she won Teacher of the Year a couple of years before I got her as a history teacher. She was phenomenal.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of stuff at play. You talk about the communist scenario, because, I mean, honestly, the 45 goals of the Communist Party that was read into the congressional record back in 1963, dude, if I was to, I don't really like communism, but I'm going to tell you something, man. They've really achieved a lot of those 45 goals when it comes down to how things operate here in this country. You know, I mean, it's moving faster and faster toward, this, they keep on diluting the actual meanings of these words. We are a constitutional republic. Every day you hear all these damn politicians, the damage to the democracy and all this other shit. Well, I mean, yeah, well, I mean, it's not a democracy, all right? It's a delusion of the definition of the words. People sit there saying that a republic and a democracy are synonymous. That is bullshit.
That is
all right?
not true.
And then what do you mean it's not true?
They are not synonymous.
Exactly. They're not synonymous, all right? But they try to make it, and they play it off like it is. All right, and they do this in this delusion of what we're supposed to be as a nation. All right, we're being perverted and transmuted into this huge, moving faster and faster to slow socialism, Marxism, and communism.
CCD, hold on one second, Anarchy. CCD, I did a stream with old guy Mitch, a guy who is in prison for about 22 years, I think he said. And we went over the Stanford prison experiment piece by piece. We picked apart every part of the experiment that was designed to fail, because none of that experiment would have worked no matter how they run it, because of how they chose their people, right?
Designed obsolescence.
It was never a good experiment. I'm not sure what they were experimenting for, but what they say the Stanford prison experiment was about is not what it was about. What we learned is people will follow fucking orders.
Well,
that was
because everybody wants to belong to something. They all want to belong to something, or they want to believe in this and that. You know, it's a form of control also, you know.
They were going to do a 30 to 60 day experiment that ended after like 12 days. I don't think they made it past 7 days with all the people. Somebody pulled the red flag up way early. But the reason all of this failed was twofold. One, they chose the population for the experiment. They didn't choose it based on any type of criminality or training whatsoever. So these were just random guys who went in because they needed a buck and were willing to do an experiment. That was it. So there were no particular skills trained into these people. They were simply handed guard uniforms and told to be guards, and others were handed criminal uniforms and told to be criminals. And then they truncated the time scale so that every day represented 3 days. And so they would process through 3 days of activity in the 1 day of things. So they would come in, you'd have to lock down, lay there quietly for 3 hours or however long. I can't remember what it was, but they truncated the time scale. And so the guys on the inside of the prison side of this were absolutely terrorized by the fact that not only was their sleep broken up by the truncated time scale, but also the guards were encouraged to do things to interrupt them, to punish the prisoners, because the prisoners are convicted people. They're bad. And so all we really learned from this experiment is people will break really quickly under right stimulus, and that people will follow orders and harm other people in order if they perceive it as being for the greater good.
Right. Well, honestly, in my opinion, the same tactics that achieve that, we can use those same tactics toward freedom. You know what I'm saying? If we have this herd mentality, in a sense, if we're like Queen Bird was saying, ultimately herd animals. Well, if we can get that herd mentality into a freedom type of a mentality.
Do you feel like a herbivore?
Me personally, no. I'm more of a black sheep when it comes down to it. I'm an oddball.
I'm not a sheep at all, bro. I like eating sheep.
Well, you get what I'm saying. I'm just using that for lack of better terms. But okay. I'm more of an oddball when it comes down to it, because I mean, I've been considered a tinfoil hat or conspiracy for all my life. But I'm gonna tell you something. When everybody's running off of the cliff, all falling along and running off the cliff, the ones that are running in the opposite direction are always looked upon as crazy. And I'm one of those people that are running in the opposite direction, because I don't want to go over the cliff. I don't want to go with the fucking herd. You know what I'm saying? Because the herd's going to kill themselves. So why don't we change the herd toward freedom, going in the opposite direction? Use the same tactics in a sense. You know, if we all vibrate and modulate the frequency of freedom, dude, there would be nothing stopping us. Nothing. You know, and honestly, we can, and if that brush fire of freedom ignites in everybody's minds worldwide, these fucking parasites that living off of us couldn't do shit about it. Because honestly, these people out there writing all these fancy words on a piece of paper, calling it law and sprinkling it pixie dust and making everybody bow down and obey, you know, they don't mean shit. It's the ones that are willing to comply and the ones that are willing to enforce it. Those are the ones that are the most dangerous. You know what I mean? Because honestly, these words that they write out there don't mean shit. You know what I mean?
I do hear you. I've been going for 4 hours and 5 minutes. I haven't eaten since lunch, which was like almost over 12 hours ago. How do we feel about the pills? Hey, did you see my new little brand thing for the YouTube slave class?
I might have. I mean, I'm all over YouTube, man.
Check it out. Check it out. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been the YouTube slave class where we accomplish nothing and talk about everything. Y'all have a lovely evening and don't let the man get you down. What are the humans doing?
Yeah, let's make it a beautiful day.
Pop is an organ grinder. There aren't many of his kind around anymore. Pete is his sidekick, but to see them in a crowd, it seems like it's the other way around.
Do you think you're ready? Can you handle the truth? Or are you in denial and demand more proof? They demonstrate in real time how they're spinning you lies, but no one pays attention, no one opens their eyes. They walk around like zombies with their head in the mobiles, signaling their virtues with a pick on their profile. Yeah.
Although I still wouldn't recommend experimenting with them. Everything I did was for educational purposes only, and I take zero responsibility for anyone who hurts themselves attempting to replicate my work. And with that out of the way, let's get started.
Y'all have a lovely evening. Happy 4th of July. And remember, don't drive angry now. You hear?